Well, thank you for inviting me to speak. As far as Sasha said, I'm in my second year, well, I just started my second year studying PhD in education. And some of what I say may link into what Yusuf said. It's all very relevant to wellbeing. So doing a doctorate can be inherently stressful and maybe quite lonely at times. There's new demands, there's new expectations, and you may feel out of your depth at times. So this is why, like Yusuf said, it's so important to look after your well-being and to do what's right for you to make the PhD process as rewarding as possible. So today I'm just going to take you through a few ideas that I've used to help me. So it can be really easy to lose motivation at points during your PhD. So I think reflecting on your reasons for studying a PhD can really help. And also to think about what you want to gain from the broader PhD experience. This could be things like helping others, working towards a career in academia, maybe you learning how to use software, or maybe just meeting new people or exploring a new city if you're new to Glasgow. And I think everyone's reasons will be personal to them. So I use Google Calendar to help plan out my week, and blocking out time specifically for writing and reading may be really helpful. So you could make specific targets, for example, what reading you're going to do and how long it's going to take. And I use the Trello website to help keep track of my to-do lists and any tasks that I've completed. And it's a free website to use, and you can keep track of lots of different projects at the same time. And you could also create a jar of possibly 3 good things, or write down 3 good things you've achieved either each week or each day. And I think it's also really important to find a study environment that suits you. So this could be in the house, in the library. I've gone to coffee shops before, or if you're on campus. And you can also apply for a Sconnell card, which gives you access to different university libraries. So supervision meetings can be a source of stress for some people. I know definitely for me, they're quite anxiety provoking. But I think it's important to see these meetings as a constructive conversation. So I try to think up any questions and topics I want to discuss beforehand to help me prepare. And I record all the meetings using a dictaphone, or you can use an app on your phone. And I think communicating in a way that works for you is really important. So for me, this is using email or through writing. And remembering that no question is a silly question. And at the end of each meeting, I try to ask for a 5-minute debrief to ask any final questions and to summarise the next steps. And this can help stop you from becoming confused with what you want to do next. And I think lastly, focusing on the positives in the feedback and try to develop your arguments for what you want to include in your work. So we all have different strengths that can help us in the PhD journey, and these strengths can also apply for those who are neurodivergent. These may include being passionate and hyper-focused and being honest. So honesty can help when writing up your positionality and reflecting on how your own biases can shape your research. And perseverance in tough times. Being creative in the research methods you choose, having creative ideas and having a creative format for your thesis. Analysing literature and having a good attention to detail. And also having a good memory to remember facts and deadlines. And having a strong work ethic and wanting to make a positive difference. And there's many other strengths that we all share that can help us along our PhD journey. There's just some general tips to support your well-being. So I think a lot of times it's quite easy for negative thoughts to crop up. So whenever you have a negative thought, I think it's really important to say to yourself, I wonder what my next thought will be. And this can help you to try and reframe your thoughts into something more positive. So instead of thinking, I can't do it, you could maybe say, I notice that I'm having the thought that I can't do it. And remember that all of your thoughts and feelings are temporary. And I try to make an effort every day or whenever I'm feeling stressed to practice the 3-3-6 breath. This is breathing in for 3, holding for 3, and breathing out for 6. And then try to use positive language. So you could create cue cards with positive affirmations or positive messages from friends, and trying to speak to yourself like a good friend. And I think try not to compare yourself to others, because all of our journeys are going to be completely different. You could try to break down tasks into smaller steps and give yourself mini deadlines to work towards. As I mentioned earlier, using your preferred method of communication to reduce stress. I think giving yourself regular movement breaks can be really helpful. This could maybe include stretching, swaying, or tapping, and trying to be consistent can really help. And if you're not feeling motivated, I think trying to find an aspect of your research that you're particularly interested in, just to start off with. And as Yusuf mentioned, always take time out for hobbies, so schedule things to do that are completely unrelated to your PhD. So for me, this is taking mindful walks and travelling. And the university also have thesis mentors for people in their 3rd year or final year, and a student listening service, and this can help you connect with others. And also you can look up like blogs and student accounts of other people doing PhDs. That can help you get advice. And also the PhD Place have just set up, I think they're going to be running monthly, but online coffee mornings for PhD students. And I find writing in a journal really helpful. So I have a personal journal and a research one. And I think asking yourself what adjustments can you make right now to create comfort. So this might be to stretch or get a drink or even take a nap. And then thinking about when, so what's important now. And I think sometimes less is more, and it's okay to say no to things that don't always align to your PhD. And also pace, which I'll go into in a bit more detail. So this simple exercise is part of Brain Gym and can help you reset when needed. So I'm not going to demonstrate it, I'm just going to talk through a couple of the stages. So we firstly turn the acronym around to make it ECAT. So we start by sipping water, which energises us. And then we can put one finger and one thumb on our collarbone and the other hand on our stomach. And whilst we massage our collarbone, we slowly move our eyes from the left to the right and back again. And then we change over. This can help us to clear our minds. And then next, as we can see here, we've got the active part of pace, where we slow march on the spot and we move one arm and the opposite leg to meet the midline and then change sides. And then the final part is the hook up, where we cross our legs and cross your hands out in front of you, bring them up to your chest, and again, practice the 3-3-6 breath. This is a very easy exercise to do, and you can do it however many times you like. This can really help before you're learning a new task or to avoid becoming overwhelmed. And finally, I came across this image which really resonated with me. And sometimes we just got so much going on that we forget to look after ourselves. I think it's really important to be honest with ourselves and with others about how we're really feeling. And remind yourself of what you're good at and what you enjoy. And remember that it will be a roller coaster of ups and downs, but there is support out there, and it's okay to take a break if you need. So I hope a lot of this has been helpful. I also won this year's love letter to my thesis competition, and I've written a blog as part of the PhD place, which shares more of the strategies about supporting wellbeing. I'm open to any feedback or questions. Thank you.